Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And we are going to be talking about luxury trains. But before we get started, if you have a pen and paper handy, please take note of our reservations telephone number just at the bottom of the screen along with our website. So the number is 1300 938 534 and our website railbookers.com.au. Please also don't forget to download your helpful handouts there. They're just on the side. We've got information on our luxury rail as well as some limited time offers and a European rail map for you. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, pop them in the question box below and I'm going to try and provide you all with an answer at the end of the presentation. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Charlene, one of the business development executives here with Railbookers. And today, for about the next half hour or so, I'm going to take you through some of our top rail journeys for 2021, but more specifically, our luxury rail experiences. But let's kick off with a question, however. Let's give the question box a go. I'd love to know what destinations you're currently dreaming about traveling to in 2021 or beyond. As I said, just pop them in the question box below. Love to hear those. Maybe I've got some handy hints and tips for you. Oh, fantastic. I see a few people here. Obviously, Australia is very popular. It is our own backyard. It's where we can travel to right now. And of course, those borders aren't all open yet, but they are slowly becoming open and available. So hopefully in the next month or so, we'll be able to travel far and wide across our wonderful land. And we have some great itineraries on the rail too. So Garn, the Indian Pacific, and also Queensland Rail. And do stay tuned because we'll be covering off the Garn very shortly. I can see New Zealand has popped up. Fantastic. We've got some great itineraries there. There's 6 great itineraries for New Zealand. Canada, yes, absolutely stay tuned. I'm going to cover off a little bit of Canada for you. Rocky Mountains, very, very popular indeed. And we all know that Rocky Mountaineer is a luxury rail service. So a lot of people want to do that big bucket list itinerary. And Europe's coming up. And let's have our fingers firmly crossed for a great 2021 open up and we'll get out to some of these great destinations. So today I really do want to hone in on some of those bucket list rail itineraries, journeys that are perfect for celebrating a special occasion on board. Also, we'll cover off some great limited time offers. I can let you know you can save up to $500 right now on rail in Australia for the Garn, the Indian Pacific and beyond that. So do download that helpful handout, because that covers off a lot of information for you on those special offers. But who are we? Well, we are the Yankee Leisure Group family of brands, and we are best known by our brands. Firstly, we've got Railbookers, which covers off Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and beyond. And we also have our Amtrak Vacations brand, which focuses on the USA. So we do really sell the world when it comes to rail vacations. Now, here at Railbookers, we like to take the mystery and the stress out of rail travel for you. And as you can see here on the map, it's a map of Europe. Lots of little colourful lines there, and they each represent a different high-speed rail line. And of course, none of them talk to each other. They're all independently run by each country. So as the rail expert operator, we know exactly where those trains go and the best routes to recommend, and we can make it all work for you. Now, one of the biggest benefits that we have here is that we have the ability to secure your rail 24 months in advance. So just as you'd come to expect the likes of cruises and coach tours out there that you've done in the past, you can now do the same for rail. And this is a bit of a game changer. We can book 2 years in advance because we have all the contracts with all the different rail companies directly. So a bit different to some of the competitors out there. And you can use our services to get you to some amazing bucket list destinations, all with freedom and flexibility to book when and where you want to go. So you're not locked into any specific dates or any itineraries. We can customize all of that for you. And when you give us a call, it is only an average hold time of 3 seconds with our rail expert team. We're able to provide you with an instant quote. So all your quotes are in Aussie dollars. Doesn't matter where you're traveling in the world, all those foreign exchange fees and the exchange rates, don't worry about that, Aussie dollars. And once you deposit $250 per person, your costs are actually secured. So there won't be any fluctuations, and your full payment is due only 90 days out from your departure date. Now, when you do a booking with Railbookers, you can rest assured you have 24-hour support from our team. We have offices across the globe, including here in Sydney, where I am based, but also 2 in the US. We have 1 in Canada and 1 in the UK. So every time zone is covered to answer your call. Now, Railbookers is a one-stop shop booking experience for you. We like to make it very easy. Like any vacation package you may have booked in the past, our packages include everything from the rail transportation, hotel accommodations, the sightseeing tours, transfers, and more. And we can tailor-make any holiday package here at Railbookers. So if you see something that's similar to what you want, rest assured we can amend it as necessary. Our experts are happy to add on any destination. They can adjust an itinerary to make it a round trip. They can even book a trip in reverse. And we have a wide range of hotels, 3, 4, and 5-star options for you. So if you'd like to make it a special occasion, you let our team know. We can upgrade that to a 5-star for you. Or indeed, if you want to bring those prices down, if you have a budget, let us know. Again, we can adjust it down, maybe some 3-star options. But let's kick off with what you're here for. So let's look at some of the world's best rail journeys in luxury. And the first one we have is our Benina Express and Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. It's an 8-day itinerary, kicking off in London, going through Paris, over across through Switzerland, down to Venice. You've got 3 nights in Venice, finishing up then in St. Moritz in Switzerland. So it's an incredible rail journey. Obviously combines 2 very iconic train experiences. You've got the Benina Express and the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express en route to magical Venice. I can't think of a better way to explore these regions of Europe. You're going to discover what it's like to travel in luxury, the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express with the private compartment, taking in incredible views. And in Venice, exploring the picturesque canals and the history of one of the world's most visited destinations. And then, of course, the Benina Express. So through the Swiss Alps to the lakeside resort town of St. Moritz for your 2-night relaxing stay there. So first to cover off, we have our Benina Express. It is absolutely fabulous. You will travel in panoramic sightseeing cars from a little place called Chur. It's a really nice village there, through St. Moritz into eastern Switzerland and then south to Tirana. So you've got just across the border there into northern Italy. If you've ever seen amazing pictures like this one here, but amazing pictures where you've got a train doing a bit of a circle loop on a bridge there, most likely what you're seeing is that train on the viaduct being the Benina Express. It has 55 tunnels and 196 bridges, and the railway is actually now declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So very special indeed. But we do kick off this itinerary with a very special one. It is the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. Of course, historic carriages there, uncover some hidden jewels, glittering and timeless travel. It's absolutely, you know, the romance of travel that you think of in the olden days. It's an uncontested icon of the rails, and this train has long captured the hearts and imaginations of glamorous guests that have come before you. There are actually 3 elegant dining carriages, so they exude culinary sophistication, from the glass inlays from Côte d'Azur to the black lacquer panels that you'll see in the lower Oriental. And you've also got the bar car, which is just up there on the top left hand. You can see it glows with that champagne sparkle, and it's got a resident pianist filling the air with sweet melodies. And the stewards as well with their blue and gold liveries. So they actually wave around with the white gloves, obviously service with a knowing smile. You're going to settle into your cabin, and it's all adorned with Art Deco detail. There's the French polished cherry wood, and you can sit back as the grand voyage begins. So, as I said, it's one of those sort of the real romance, the old world charm travel on the train. Now, our next itinerary I'd like to focus on is our Grand Glacier Express. It's in excellence class, I should say, in Switzerland, and this is the way that you can experience the Swiss Alps like few ever can. You're going to have a 6-day journey and an opportunity to start off in Zurich, where you'll then travel to Zermatt via Visp. You'll take the Gornergrat Cog Railway all the way up to the top for incredible views of the surrounding landscapes, and then take that unforgettable panoramic journey on board the legendary Glacier Express in excellence class. So it's a train journey through the Swiss Alps. Truly, it's never been more luxurious. You're going to have a guaranteed window seat. There's 291 bridges to cross and 91 tunnels en route through from Zermatt to St. Moritz. So you can all enjoy that. The remarkable perspective, and the seats in excellence class are really the most sought after in the all of Switzerland, and you're going to have to come and discover why for yourself. I'll show you a little bit about what that is. So you can see here, it's very luxurious, it's spacious, not that old world charm, but more modern. So you'll be getting there on the train. It's a very slow journey, actually. It's 8 hours from Zermatt to St. Moritz, but it does it in style. Along the way, you're going to have the Matterhorn views. It goes through the Rhine Gorge, which is the actual Switzerland's answer to the Grand Canyon. And you're going to have the guaranteed window seat. There's complimentary services on board. You'll have exclusive access to the glacier bar there, which you can see in the top left-hand corner. There's a concierge. There's luggage transport in a dedicated lockable section on board, and also a 5-course menu cooked on board with wine. So definitely sit back, relax, take in the views and the panoramic windows, and enjoy that magnificent cuisine as well with the wine. Now, heading over to Asia, we have our Eastern and Oriental Express from Bangkok to Singapore. It's a 7-day itinerary. This is actually one that's been long on my own bucket list. You get to enjoy the best of the Far East on this luxurious journey that goes from an overnight stay in Bangkok, traveling through Thailand, past the legendary River Kwai there, and onwards to Malaysia on board the opulent carriages of the Eastern and Oriental Express. And then you'll finish the journey with an exciting 2-night stay in Singapore. It's actually my favourite place to go in Asia, Singapore. It's very cosmopolitan, it's vibrant place to go, great cuisine, but you're really there for that train. So this is very similar to the named Orient Express in Europe. And of course, this train really does ooze those romantic notions of train travel. So you'll experience the relaxed sophistication on board the Eastern and Oriental Express as you travel through those vibrant cities, the quaint villages, and also the ancient monuments that pass you by. And you'll be pampered on board as well, luxurious accommodations and 5-star cuisine. So enjoy that, as well as some fascinating cultural tours along the way. It really is a great way to see all the wonders of the Far East. And I think that's a little afternoon tea at that bottom right-hand corner. You can see with all the silverware there. I think I would really like that right now. I think we're all very keen to get out and travel, and this would be a great way to do so. Heading into Canada, which I know is a popular destination. A few of you had mentioned it earlier on. The Grand Circle of the Canadian Rockies. This is actually our biggest seller right now for 2021 and 2022. It's a 9-day journey, and the reason why is that it's a grand rail journey combining both the Rocky Mountaineer and Via Rail. So Via Rail is the national carrier for Canada on the rail service there. You're going to travel through the Canadian Rockies along that Fraser River in the canyon to places that no cars can actually go. And you'll spend time in iconic emerald lakes, beautiful waterfalls in the heart of the Canadian Rockies. You'll travel to mountainside villages, towns like Banff, There's picturesque Lake Louise, and also along the way you've got the Icefields Parkway over to the charming town of Jasper. Now this tour, even during this time, as I mentioned, very popular, both in the inquiries and the bookings. And the reason why is because of this Rocky Mountaineer, where I think we're very familiar with it. We've seen the trains on our TVs, videos, photos, and everyone's very keen to do it. Now, our itineraries have the standard packages in Silverleaf. This is the Silverleaf service, but we can upgrade you to the premium Gold Leaf. Now, the Silverleaf service, just to let you know, it is in a single deck dome car. Huge panoramic windows there. The food is included, so breakfast and lunch with complimentary beer or wine and non-alcoholic drinks. But a lot of our passengers do like to upgrade. They go to the Gold Leaf, and this is a traveling on the modern double-decked dome cars, the ones that you see in the pictures. So you'll be sitting upstairs under the glass roof there. There's 72 reclining seats, loads of legroom. There's drop-down tables, and then downstairs, that's where they feature this 36-seat restaurant. So that's where you would have your breakfast and lunch, but also there is a small open air viewing platform as well for fresh air and photography. So great time to get out there, but of course sit on that top there with the dome. You can watch the world go by. Now the breakfast and lunch, I'll let you know, it's included. It's in 2 seatings so that they can get everyone in that carriage down for those meals, and there's an excellent choice of main courses. They're all freshly prepared in the kitchen, served on real china. Lunch comes complete with Rocky Mountaineer's own labelled British Columbian red or white wine, and also there is a live commentary from the car attendants along the way. Now, last but certainly not least, in our own backyard, we have our own special rail vacation, the Great Garn Adventure. This is an 8-day itinerary taking you through from Darwin, where you'd have 2 nights to start off before you get on the Garn. It's in gold service, travelling down from Darwin through Katherine, Alice Springs, Cooper Pedy, and then finally on to Adelaide. So each stop, the Katherine, Alice Springs, and Cooper Pedy, you get off, and you have a wide range of included and upgradable off-train experiences, so you can make your adventure your own. And also the luxurious amenities on board. So you've got all of that. Watch the landscapes of the outback pass you by, and each day is going to offer you something new and exciting. So I mentioned the Garn. So gold service is what we use for these itineraries. You're going to have the sumptuous dining, the elegant private cabins, attentive service, and the camaraderie of your fellow travellers. And when the train stops, the adventures begin. So all the meals, the fine wines, the beverages are included, as well as the immersive off-train experiences. So you have those in Marla, Alice Springs, and Katherine. Now, of course, today is really just a sample of what we can offer you, and we do have many more luxury trains across the world, from the Indian Pacific to the Blue Train in South Africa, or you can choose something a little bit more off the beaten track, maybe destinations over the other side of our world, like Trans-Siberian on board the glorious Golden Eagle. And of course, if you are concerned about locking your bookings in now, Railbookers actually have in place a maximum flexibility offer. We just extended this out to the end of the year, so the 31st of December 2020. Any new and existing reservations can change travel dates, cancel up to 5 days prior to departure without any fees involved. So you do have peace of mind about any future travel you may wish to book now. Now, as you would no doubt have gathered, very passionate about my rail travel, but you don't need to take just my word for it. Railbookers has actually been awarded as Rail Operator of the Year in 2019 by our own trade, the travel trade here, and has been covered in the likes of Lonely Planet and Forbes as well. Now, I will let you know if you are keen, and particularly for those of you who mentioned Canada as your destination you're planning to go to next year, we have our webinar next Tuesday. It's on the Canadian Rockies and beyond. There is an email that's coming out to you shortly, So if you do wish to attend that, make sure you accept that invitation. Now I will open up for questions. I realise we've got a bit of time up our sleeve, so do pop those questions into the question box now, and I'll do my best to answer those for you. Excellent. So I can see a couple of people here are wanting to know a little bit more about these trains and when the best time is to travel. Well, really, any time of the year is a great time to travel. However, most people do like to focus on the summer months, the warmer months. So obviously places like Canada, Europe, May to September, best times to travel. You should have good weather, great opportunities to get out and about in the sunshine as well as on those trains. But of course, if you are a bit of a snow bunny, if you like a bit of winter like I do, those trains also operate through the whole year. So you can always go, maybe see the snow-capped mountains of Switzerland through the winter time, and quite a romantic time to go as well, because you've got things like Christmas markets in November, December. So very, very good time to go then. When it comes to Australia, I would say that the Garn, you would want to do it through May to September as well, simply because of the weather. It is actually winter there, and a bit of cooler weather, particularly in the outback. You can really appreciate that, and it is a good time to go for weather. So they would be my suggestions. I can see as well asking about customizing itineraries. So absolutely, we can customize any of these itineraries for you if you want to add on extra days, if you want to do it in reverse. Do give us a call, 1300 938 534. We'd be happy to put that together for you. And it would still be a case of $250 deposit per person to lock it in, and then full payment would be due usually 90 days out from departure. Fantastic. Do we have any further questions? Solo travellers. Okay, so anyone that is looking to do solo travels, absolutely. We will just need to cost it up for the solo traveller. You're not on a group tour. These are all independent, individual. You're not going to be matched up with anyone. So you would be traveling by yourself, but of course we give you all the information on how to get best between these places, because you will make your own way from the train stations to hotels, for instance. But if you do wish to, we can always add on transfers as well. So all of these, as I said, are independent. We can put it together for you. Maybe you've got an itinerary in mind that we haven't featured here today. You just give us a call, let us know, and we'll piece it together for you. We are the experts when it comes to the rail. Excellent. So thank you for those questions. Very engaging, always good to see, and obviously lots of people thinking about potentially taking holidays in the coming months and years, and we've got our fingers firmly crossed for those borders to open up in Australia first off, but then hopefully 2021 we will be going further abroad. But I will let you know, 2 days to 2 years. This is the long and short of our booking period. You can book as far in advance as 24 months or just as soon as 2 days before departure. We have all the prices and the schedules ready for you right now. And even if you aren't ready to book yet, that is okay as well. We're happy to take your calls when you're ready, just to ask questions or to save a quote for later. So thank you so much for joining me here today. Hopefully we'll see you on an upcoming webinar, and hopefully we've also whetted your appetite, given you some food for thought for your next holiday. But in the meantime, do take care of yourselves, stay safe, and hopefully we will see you again soon. But bye for now.